Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to talk about triangulation, which is red flag number 38 from my book, The Top 50 Red Flags of Romantic Predators. My name's McMahon. I forget to say that quite often when I do my videos, but anyway, if you're on my channel, you should be able to see that. So yeah, we're going to talk about triangulation today. So triangulation is a tactic that narcissists use to employ a third party by bringing them into the relationship, superficially or otherwise, in their attempts to belittle, confuse, or worry you, to create jealousy or fear of loss, and causing you to vie for their attention and their affection. Triangulation, as the name implies, obviously involves three people: the narcissist, their victim, and the third party who gets drawn into the drama, usually in a covert operation that's been orchestrated by the narcissist. Now, I should point out that they can, and usually do, have several of these triangles operating at any one time. However, not all triangles are the same. There are two sides to triangulation that you don't hear people talk about so often or very often, but there is positive and negative triangulation. So in this video, I'm going to explain those two different aspects so that you can understand it and know when it's happening to you, okay? So positive triangulation is the tactic that narcissists use to gain favor with other people. So it could be your family, your friends, their family and friends, work colleagues, ex-partners, future potential partners, and even complete strangers. Now, basically, it's just about anyone in your life and anyone in their life who will be a target for them to build a web of lies and deceit about you too, so they can gain more narcissistic supply or fuel from all concerned. So basically, putting that in a nutshell, it's they're going to use everyone in your circle, in your hemisphere. They're going to use that person or those people any way they can against you without you understanding what's going on. Okay? Really wicked what they do. It's very, very deceitful. Now, they use this positive triangulation to make themselves seem like angels, like they are so caring and thoughtful and concerned. But they very often will paint you as unstable or crazy or difficult or demanding and 1,000 other things that are simply not true about you. So they can create, and they often do this when they are setting you up for a fall, a big fall, for a smear campaign, for example. So they do this because they are paving the way. So they're setting up doubts in people's mind about you. And this kind of helps them to gain the sympathy, which is also a kind of fuel for them from the triangulation target. And it goes a very long way to explaining why the smear campaigns against you can often be so successful, because they have spent this time laying the groundwork with people who you thought knew you, loved you, trusted you, people you thought you could trust. You know, narcissists can come in and completely undermine everything about you to these people. And again, I've seen it happen. I know people who've lost their best friend. Their ex has cheated with their best friend, and even with a sister. One of the women I worked with, her sister had cheated with her husband. I mean, crazy is absolutely crazy. But the thing with narcissists is they are so charming and convincing and believable that they can completely discredit you. You know, as I said, even to these people who you believed would never fall for such lies about you. You know, even, like I say, best friends. And the other thing about narcissists is they usually have the flying monkeys, and I've got another video or two about that as well, so important to understand, who serve as ambassadors to back them up whenever they need it. So you can kind of have a little army eventually against you. Now, positive triangulation like this is also used to make you feel inadequate, inferior, and worthless. So, for example, when your narcissist openly flirts with another person in front of you, or when a parent openly praises your siblings, for example, but never praises you, they are making you feel inferior by focusing all the positive, good stuff on other people around you and not you. Very few people, when they are receiving praise from someone, will ever consider that it's at someone else's expense. 99% of the time, they'll just enjoy the compliment. So in the case, let's say your siblings are complimented, but you're not, or someone else in your circle, but you're not, they won't necessarily see it the way you do, because they're just saying, oh, how nice, I got a compliment. They won't be thinking, oh, well, I got a compliment, but my sister didn't, or not. People don't see it the same way that you do. But it's designed to make you feel inferior. That's the important thing. And you will feel inferior when it happens. Now, in the case of flirting, let's say the flirting narcissist is very attractive. Or at the very least, of course, they're attractive to you. So there's also a hidden agenda here, that they're flirting and chatting up somebody new. So they're also looking for their next narcissistic supply. Could be a secondary supply, or they could be grooming someone to take over as the primary supply, and you're going to get discarded. And there's another element to that, when triangulation is going on and your partner is flirting with someone, because you also then realize that this person could be a threat to your relationship. So it sparks a fear in you that you could lose your partner. And obviously, this takes place when you're still, in love. And though you might be confused and distressed most of the time in the relationship, you're still very much in love with this person. You're not ready to let go. So you're afraid to lose this partner because you're still hanging on and hoping for a return to the golden days, when everything was glorious. But the narcissist is doing this deliberately to instill this fear of loss into you, to make you feel that you're at risk of losing them to this new attractive person they're flirting with. And this causes you to want to please them even more. So you can become even more subservient and pliable and fall deeper under their spell, and ultimately even more deeply under their control. And of course, you lose more of yourself. So that's positive triangulation. Now, negative triangulation is when there is an important person in your life who the narcissist sees as a threat. So, for example, that could be your child or your children. And the narcissist can't bear to see you giving your time and attention to anyone else. So they'll do everything they can to disrupt, corrupt, and destroy your relationship. They'll try every trick in the book to drive a wedge between you and your child, or whoever the person is that's important to you. It could be a sister, a brother, it could be a best friend, a cousin, anyone, co-worker. As long as that person is really important to you, they can then become the subject of negative triangulation. And it doesn't matter, if you're caring for a sick elderly person, a parent, for example, the narcissist hates illness and weakness of any kind, and they have no compassion towards the sick. So if you're in this kind of a situation, the narc's hatred of you for caring for a sick person, you know, your sick parent, will intensify, you know, and you think, who does that? Well, a narcissist does. So the people who can be used for triangulation by the narcissist include usually a selection of people who they've groomed, which is one way of saying it. You could also say conned into believing that they are Mr. or Ms. Wonderful. And such people belong in the narcissist's harem or coterie, or the narcissist's army. There could be any number of these people that think the narcissist is so fabulous that anything he or she says is gospel, and they are going to believe whatever the narcissist says about you, no matter. So these people are all effectively your enemies. So how do you avoid this trap of getting involved with triangulation? And my advice, well, what I would say is the harsh reality is you have to open your eyes and see what the narcissist is doing to you. If they regularly flirt in front of you, for example, that's a huge red flag. Someone who loves and respects you just doesn't behave like that. Someone who loves you wants you to be happy and wants you to feel safe. And if you're in any doubt about their behavior, ask yourself, would I do that to him or her? Remember to tune into your emotional barometer. If their behavior is making you feel bad in any way, you need to listen and ask yourself, why are you allowing this disrespect? Now, the other thing I'd suggest, apart from watching my video today, is research triangulation more, because it's quite a deep and complicated subject. But start, research it some more and start looking for the correlating behaviors in your relationship. Look for evidence. And once you find it, you'll realize that this kind of behavior is not going to stop. Narcissists are incapable of changing, and everything they do is geared to getting supply and destroying you in the process. So again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, your only answer is to get out. And I know it's not easy. And it's why I'm passionate about making these videos, to try and help people to know what to look for so they don't get caught up in these traps. But if you do, I know it's not easy, but the only answer is to get out. No matter how long you've been in the relationship, no matter how scared you might be, you have to plan your exit strategy, because if you don't, you will spend the rest of your life in misery. This situation is never going to get any better. So while you are planning your exit strategy, what you can do at this stage, again, remember the grey rock, ignore the flirting. Don't let the narcissist see that it's upsetting you. Put on your poker face, grey rock. By doing this, you at least deprive them of fuel in the moment. And if they can see that you're not reacting negatively to this triangulation attempt, they will ease off on it, because they only do it to get fuel from you, to get you angry, upset, whatever. If you completely blank that, grey rocket, then there's no point in them doing it. So they'll stop rubbing your face in it. But as ever, my advice, if you are in such a relationship, please get out, get out, get out. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. And I have got red flag number 39 coming up, or 38, I can't remember. But there's another one coming up anyway. So check out the videos coming up after this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.